slower airspeed. You see this with Kirby, DDD, Pit, etc. All except for Sephiroth, but Wing is an exception. Meta Knight makes up for that by having good burst mobility out of his specials that let him reset to ledge or reset to stage very reliably. So we'll have to see how long or how potent he can be at getting Min Min off stage, because that will be the task. And on a stage like Pokemon Stadium 2, that might be a daunting one. The stage is very, very wide, and it's going to be very, very hard for him to cross over center.
The fight for center stage, I think, is going to be the biggest aspect of both of these characters controlling space. Because Meta Knight's got the speed, Min Min's got the range, and they kind of butt heads when it comes to who's going to fight out for supremacy on platforms, who's going to really demand space on the ledge. And doing that effectively for both of these characters means having a safe spot to retreat to. And right now, we're seeing that it's Mando who's got that on lock.
That's going to be a button that he has to respect, not only with the roll-ons, but the very good way to close that out with the Mach Tornado. But I want to point out the Dimensional Cape that got him back on stage to begin with and set up that subsequent Edge Guard. Dimensional Cape is such a hard move to compensate for, because it's a move you cannot reliably punish online, as you have to react to the slash. And reading the positioning also definitely works. It didn't look like the platform was exactly where Luke wanted to land, but we take those.
Of course. Like, positioning is vital for both of these characters, just in, like, the grand scheme of their gameplay. Like, they both need to be very sure of where they land if they put themselves in the air, and they both need to be sure of where they position their buttons, because they really don't allow a lot of wiggle room. They're high risk, high reward at the core. But Stadium is one of those stages that really rewards this style of play, because once you control center, controlling the platforms is incredibly easy, and making opponents have linear landing space goes so hard for you. Look at the way that we've seen this Meta Knight take the ledge back over and over is just beautiful.
I'm glad you mentioned it, because this Meta Knight plays fast.
Just as fast as that game 1 was done.
Absolutely.
Is my destiny.
Now, Meta Knight can be played in a couple different styles, but at the end of the day, when you can wall out your opponents in midair and force them to kind of respect any fastball that comes down, then things like Dimensional Cape start to really show off how good they are, and the combo tree from Luke looked phenomenal. Very quickly inserting throws and grabs into the mix, and he got that very, very nice inside hit of dash attack, which is the true starter that all Meta Knight mains are looking for, because that makes an up air follow-up 100% true, even at mid to late percents. And up airs into more up airs is part of the show.
That Min Min died at, I think, 30-something at the start of that chain.
Yep,
and she was just dead to rights. Because even if Shuttle Loop didn't get the kill, 30 on the mark after the hit of the dash attack. Even if Shuttle Loop didn't hit its mark, reading an air dodge and killing with Mach Tornado would have absolutely exploded her that far away from the stage and high up. Back air potentially would have gotten the kill in its own right. Like, there's just such a dangerous situation. But game 2 bringing us to FD, I think, is going to really flip the script here.
Now, this may seem a little bit counterproductive because you have more space to land, which allows Meta Knight to catch your landings more. Oh, is he dead?
There, now we've got our air dodge, and it's a good... Oh, someone's dead, but it's not who you thought it was.
That was an insane reversal. I love that. I love that idea from Mando. He's just very, very clean in the fact that once he got back to ledge, like, he wasn't trying to reset neutral. He was out for blood. Ooh.
Oh, but that time we finally get a chance to see Meta Knight off stage really do what it's meant to. The Nair's coming out so quickly here, just to block out space and prevent Min from moving forward, I think is what's taking really good advantage of the aerial space that FD provides. And it provides plenty of that space.
Yeah, it's almost kind of counterintuitive for how you would think Meta Knight wants to play, because now he can spend so much time in the air. Without these platforms to get in the way, double jump into any of these arms, more prominently being the Megawatt as of recently, have been doing a very good job of making Luke kind of reconsider spending all of his time in the air.
Ooh. Another thing being mindful of just Megawatt in general, not just its air, but also Mando's been very proficient with being able to weave in and out of Meta Knight's burst range and poke with it. And I feel like that's pretty difficult to do against most characters, especially the Swift ones, given how slow of a button Megawatt is. Meta Knight in position to cover the ledge is not to be slept on. Just like that, we've got a meeting game.
The Type 1, that was a very nice pivot grab, looking for the kind of Min classic at this point, just back throw into, hey, could you not press a button? But it doesn't seem like Luke is willing to give up this advantage once he got that first hit, but Mando still finds his way to reset neutral. God, it's taking your hits as you come is Mando. He's been playing this really well in the latter half. Another pivot grab. Good stall.
Yeah, no, that was fantastic stalling from Luke. With the Ram charge at the ledge too, like that was a dangerous situation to be in. But this game too, looking like it's gonna go in Mando's favor. And at least if these buttons have anything to say about it, Luke not saying that it's time to give up just yet, though.
I really like that idea coming out from Mando. The second up smash will take it, but the fact that he's been more willing to just throw out one arm means that Min-Min's overall pressure is a lot safer. One arm on shield, and then the up smash to bait out the potential aggression. It didn't work, but he still catches the anti-air with how huge Min-Min's up smash is, and how huge this play was to set the tone. Recognizing the regrab and closing out that stock.
Oh, this is going to be a very fun game 3 for us. I feel like what we saw in game 1, very expert play from the Meta Knight, showcasing why you need to be careful with this character's buttons. Game 2, complete clapback. It's kind of hard to call whose way this is going to go, one way or the other, because I feel like it's been relatively close game, but the way that both of these players swing momentum in their favor is just so heavy.
Okay, we are going back to PS2, which, I mean, reasonable. You won here prior, might as well try it again. And you have those platforms to reset your jumps, so you're kind of waiting out and seeing to find an opening can be a little bit safer. But with how Mando has been more willing to jump at Luke with some of these tilts, and especially with the Ram tilt being so huge, that's a definite change in the style that Luke hasn't seemed to catch on to quite yet. But he may not need to if his advantage is fluid enough.
It's funny because the upwards Ram throw is going to cover a ton of aerial space. So Meta Knight can't really get away with playing these games like he's forced to a more ground game. But it seems almost like Luke is more comfortable with starting things out like that. Oh, that's dead. Yeah, that forward air picks off its mark, and just like that, we've got Meta Knight with the lead.
Very, very quick down smash to come out, but hey, an absolute worth it one, just catching that landing and closing out the stock. You don't need to overcomplicate your edge guards against Min-Min. Just one hit and she'll probably fall.
No, does not find his mark. Excellent DI. Gonna get Min-Min out of there. But Mando's got to do something about this stock. Letting Meta Knight hang around with Rage, very dangerous situation, and getting bopped with the Megawatt from off camera. A bit rude if you ask me. Oh, and the DI check, making sure that Luke is well and awake right now. And now he's just
that one. That's such a funny killer throw. Just like kicked right in the chin, then to explode. Oh, up smash, okay. I mean, it's pretty solid, and pretty solid in that spot. You're trying to keep him in the air for as long as possible. No punish on the whiffed grab, and Mando gets back to stage perfectly fine. This is going to be a huge chance for him. For them. Not sure if they're pronouns right now.
Boxing out from center looking so good for the Meta Knight, though. Oh, and rushing out, but losing stage control against Meta Knight is so risky. Did we just see a footstool down there?
It looked like it, but the the down there didn't do them any favors.
Yeah, no, I think Meta Knight like squishes too much when you do that.
He is bald.
He's a borb.
Ball-shaped Megawatt versus ball-shaped Meta Knight. Who could possibly imagine?
Oh, odd situation, but Mando's not out of it quite yet. His target at 121, and I feel like in this game in particular, playing things back a little bit more defensively has worked out so well for Luke, but gotta make better options when it comes to actually going in. That's the second time now rushing in on Minion has been his disaster in this game for him.
But it doesn't look like he wants to slow down the pace at all. He's trying to force options out of Mando, and it works like a charm. Kind of closing it how he started with an extended edgeguard off of the Mach Tornado. But I love the quick tempo checks that Luke would do throughout the set. I mean, we won't see it here. We'll see it on the last stop. But he'll go from constant aggression, constant rush down, to moments where he's using all of his jumps into rapid jump downer, like dashing in until landing with an F smash and immediately then following it up by rushing right forward. The way that Luke controlled tempo in game 1 and 3 with the addition of these platforms, or maybe just more confident on a stage like PS2, as most players are, it was very, very good at mixing up Mando's just normal minion kind of play.
Yeah, no, this was a very good performance of Meta Knight, and I can only hope for the best for as we move forward to Losers Finals. So we are back in the best of 5 territory, and we are going to be looking at Meta Knight versus Hero for our Losers Finals.